I'm Teresa LaBarbera, and you are watching Connecticut Style. We've got a lot in store for you today. Coming up, millions of Americans suffer from depression. In fact, 1 in 10 adults in the United States are affected. Today, the Connecticut Psychiatric and Wellness Center talks about a new drug-free treatment. Plus, did you know Connecticut is home to Victorinox, Swiss Army's North American headquarters? We'll tell you about a big sale you won't want to miss this weekend. And millions of women are obsessed with Christian Grey, the handsome billionaire in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. Today, we'll meet a woman who wrote the book 50 on 50, 50 Reasons Why We Love 50. And we'll continue the 50 Shades theme here in the kitchen. I'm with Chef Sherry Swanson. Hello there.
Hello.
You're dressed appropriately for 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm getting in the mood. I'm ready.
What are we making here today?
Well, this is a chicken dish. It's a hunter's dish, chicken chasseur, and it was one of the dishes that they had in the book. So
very good. And I see the cupcakes are very fitting as well.
yes, we had red velvet cupcakes with licorice whips.
All right, Sherry, let's start the show. We're going to cook in a little bit, but look right in the camera too. Tell everyone what they need to do.
Sit back, relax. You're having lunch with style.
Call us if you've been injured. If we're unsuccessful, you don't owe us anything. No fees, no costs. Jonathan Perkins Injury Lawyers. Get the power of Perkins.
Connecticut's most detailed forecast is only on WXEdge.com.
All the lawyers and career politicians in Congress have gotten us in a mess. The last time Connecticut had a job creator as senator, John Kennedy was president. And Connecticut has never had a woman senator. I've created hundreds of good jobs here. Chris Murphy? Not one. I focus on results, not partisan politics. I'm an independent thinker who knows we have to work together to grow our economy and create jobs. I'm Lindy McMahon. I approve this message, and I'm asking for your vote.
If you love sectionals, you'll absolutely flip over my Charisma.
It is the most comfortable, relaxing thing you've ever sat on. Love to catch a nap? It's better than a sleeping pill.
But don't take our word for it.
It's relaxing, it's comfortable, it's great.
I don't even feel my body anymore. I feel like I'm just floating here.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
You'll love everything about it, especially the price. 3 pieces, only $12.99.
Get yours and
you'll be bobbinized.
We understand you're concerned about this big storm coming in. We want you to know we've got your back.
We're tracking this storm 24/7 and updating you with new information on News 8 and WXEdge.com.
Who's got your back? News 8.
Millions of Americans suffer from depression and are treated with antidepressants. When drug therapy doesn't work, what can you do? Dr. David Aversa is a psychiatrist and the founder of the Connecticut Psychiatric and Wellness Center in Woodbridge, and he's here to talk about treatment options. Doctor, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Teresa.
Let's talk a little bit about your background.
Okay.
How'd you get started?
Well, that's a long story.
Well, give us the Reader's Digest version, I guess.
Well, I was a teacher for a few years and fell in love with working with kids with problems. So made me decide to become a child psychiatrist, but to become a child psychiatrist, you have to be an adult psychiatrist as well. So I fell in love with working with adults as well. So now I treat adults and kids.
So you went back to school?
Yes, I did.
Kind of like a second career for you here.
It's a second career, yep.
All right, so you opened up the Connecticut Psychiatric and Wellness Center in 2010, a couple years ago. It's an outpatient facility. Talk about some of the services that you provide.
Well, I'm always interested in different models of care, and so when I was in med school and I got a degree in public health, I started thinking of better ways of delivering mental health, which is a very difficult field to treat for many reasons, and I wanted to create a facility that treats adults and kids and families, because often you have one treatment place for the kid and one place for the parent and no place that has coordinated care. So when I decided to start Connecticut Psychiatric and Wellness Center, it was design a center that treats adults and kids, all modalities of treatment. So, and we can treat the families too, because often, if one family member's sick, the other ones are too. And so we wanted to be able to provide full service for everybody.
It's kind of like one-stop shopping, I suppose,
yes,
right?
one-stop shopping.
Let's talk a little bit about depression. Tell me some of the symptoms.
So, we have an interesting field because our diagnoses are I won't say that they're hard to deal with sometimes, because there's the general ones of fatigue, problems with sleep, problems with appetite, mood symptoms, but I think most people think that the depressed person is like the one's tearful all the time, crying in bed, and I would say majority of people with depression aren't. A lot of them are irritable, they get angry a lot, or they're really anxious. There is the sad depressed person, but I've seen it it looks so different, and it really depends on the person who has a disorder, not the disorder itself. And so, you know, and a lot of people don't even realize it. That's what's the problem with depression. It's really insidious. So people just aren't enjoying their lives as much, and they're not as productive at work, and their relationships suffer, and it kind of starts maybe subtly, but then it snowballs. So.
And this can affect anybody?
Anybody. So I've treated kids as young as 4 or 5 with depression to, you know, someone in their 90s.
And how many people are affected? I know we gave a statistic 1 in 10.
Yeah, so the statistics change. You know, the lifetime prevalence in the United States alone is anywhere from 16 to 20%. So you can say 1 out of 5 people in their life.
It's a big chunk of the population.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of the population.
What happens if depression isn't treated?
Well, it becomes, you know, it can be progressive, and symptoms can worsen. And like I said, people can have problems with work, they can lose their jobs, they can have problems with relationships. You know, it varies from people who can't function even getting up and brushing their teeth and taking showers to they're just having a hard time functioning, you know, in their daily lives.
And what's the is there a typical course of treatment, or does it vary between cases?
Well, it varies between cases. I mean, the first is to go see a doctor if you have any of these symptoms, and then, you know, typically when someone has a first break of depression, the typical treatment course is, it could be therapy alone, medications alone, or both. Typically, both works better, and that's with first course treatment of depression. But so them seeing their doctor regularly.
And there are a couple of non-drug treatments, though.
Yes, there are.
We have some video we're going to take a look at, and you could explain to us what's going on here.
So we're here to talk about transcranial magnetic stimulation for the treatment of depression. This technology has been around for a while, but what it does is use magnetic energy to stimulate parts of the brain that we know are important for depression. This is a way we can get to the areas that we know are affected by depression, and it's just a newer technology, state of the art, it's drug-free, and there's no side effects to worry about.
And how long would you say one treatment would be? Or do you have to go back for many treatments?
Yes, so it's an intensive treatment. So it's 5 days a week, each treatment for about 4 to 6 weeks. Each treatment is about 37 minutes. It's done in an office. There's no anesthesia. There's really no side effects.
Can you feel it? Like, do you feel?
Oh, people can feel it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They can feel it. So it's not just, you know, me putting something on their head like in this video here.
Okay.
You know, people can feel the treatment happening, and one of the ways we know that we're stimulating brain tissue directly is when we first set it up, we stimulate the motor cortex, and we make typically their hand move. So I put the right hand up, I put the magnet on the left side of the brain, and I can make their hand move. So in this video, is what he's doing now is actually trying to find out how much magnetic energy he needs to treat the patient. And once we know that, then we can move to the area of the brain where we treat depression.
What have the results been?
We've had great results. I mean, we bought this magnet because we wanted to use all modalities of treatment, and we've had amazing responses, better than I actually expected. You know, it's been amazing how people have walked in, you know, not being out of bed, shower, shave, and then 4 or 6 weeks later they're walking out. Some people started working again, and you know, there's no guarantees, but it works really good.
Right. Is this covered by insurance?
Well, that's one of the biggest barriers to treatment now. A lot of companies are pre-approving it, but most of it's out-of-pocket expense. However, that almost everyone gets reimbursed, and in Connecticut, around 80% of the people get anywhere from 70 to 100% of their money back, but most people have to pay out of pocket at first, and we work with them to try to make it as affordable as possible.
Very good, Doctor. Thank you so much for the information. Let's put this up on the screen for you. The Connecticut Psychiatric and Wellness Center is located in Woodbridge. You can call 203-298-9005 or go to CTStyle-110612 and find some additional details there. That was really interesting stuff. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Teresa.
All right, up next, Victorinox Swiss Army gets ready for their big warehouse sale. We'll give you a preview after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Joan Dillon for Advanced Window Systems of Berlin. Did you know that AWS has great prices on expert roofing and siding too? Get the best for less and call AWS.
Advanced Window Systems, 1-800-841-6544.
The right
right team can make all the difference out on the track. And when it comes to a winning smile, you can rely on the team at Aspen Dental with dentists and staff who treat you with respect and get you the care you need.
Right now, new patients get a free exam and x-rays. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or schedule an appointment at aspendental.com.
Win a trip for two to meet me and Tony Stewart in Vegas. You get travel and hotel, pit passes, and even a helicopter ride to the track. Text Aspen to 47170 and follow the directions to enter. Or enter today at aspendental.com.
Come on, Andrew, get it right. Elizabeth Esty protected seniors from higher property taxes. What are you hiding, Andrew? Andrew Rohraback fought to raise taxes on the middle class. Is that it, Andrew? Andrew Rohraback tried to pass a new law raising the sales tax. Ouch. Andy voted to double the local tax on home sales. Double ouch. Andrew Rohraback, playing a political game on taxes. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hi, I'm Joan Dillon for Advanced Window Systems of Berlin. When I needed windows, I called the local team at AWS.
Advanced Window Systems, 1-800-841-6544.
Swiss Army knives have been around for generations, but what you might not know is that the North American headquarters is located right in Monroe, Connecticut. Renee Horrigan is the Director of Marketing at Victorinox Swiss Army and is here to give us a preview of their upcoming sale. Renee, I had no idea. I've lived in Connecticut 30 years that Swiss Army was based right here in Connecticut.
I know people have no idea, but it's kind of a big deal for us.
It certainly is. You guys are located in Monroe.
Right in Monroe on the Trumbull-Monroe line right off of Route 25.
And tell us a little bit of the history, because everyone can recognize Swiss Army.
Right, exactly. So everybody knows the Swiss Army knife. We actually started as a cutlery company back in 1884 in Ebach, Switzerland, and we're still owned by the same family who started it today.
Wow, and the warehouse is in Monroe, as you mentioned, and this is where the big sale is happening.
Exactly, and lots of people know about our big sale, but some people don't, so we want to make sure that everyone knows about all the wonderful things that we have to offer there.
And you brought quite a sampling of products that are going to be for sale. Run me through what we have here.
Okay, so I guess we'll start at the Swiss Army knives, what everybody knows and loves. We were taking a look through before, and we saw there are some...
I pointed out leopard ones. How great is that?
I know.
Leopard, giraffe, there's a pink one.
Exactly. I mean, everybody knows, you know, the big red Swiss Army knife, which is fantastic, and everyone should have at least, you know, 10 or so in their house, I think. But also, you know, all of the different colors are really how we've kind of reinvented ourselves over the last 127 years.
And they're so handy. I was just saying I was at a party this weekend, and we needed to find scissors. No one had scissors, but someone had a Swiss Army knife in their pocket.
It's amazing.
Saved the day.
I know. You just feel like you're so cool because you've got it all handled.
It's true. Like a superhero.
Yeah.
All right, cutlery here.
Cutlery, like I said, where we started, holidays are coming up. Fantastic gift for everyone on your list. Right before Thanksgiving, we've got wonderful carving sets, slicers for the turkey as well. Best shears that you can get, bar none.
Really?
Paring knives, amazing. Give those to anyone or keep them for yourself, and you'll be very happy.
All right, and you're going to be smelling nice too, aren't
yes,
you?
Yes, exactly. We have our wonderful men's and women's fragrances. And you know, you have to smell them for yourself. We have no smell-o-vision as far as I'm aware, but.
All right, and we have the watches. In fact, I'm wearing one as well. You have
beautiful,
one on.
Yes. Swiss-made timepieces, can't beat it, men's and women's. And, you know, honestly, a lot of women are liking to wear the larger sizes as well.
True, right.
So a huge selection of watches. Obviously, everything is significantly discounted, so it's a really great opportunity.
Okay, flashlights.
We have flashlights, which are wonderful little stocking stuffers. Pick up a water bottle. We've also got our travel gear, which is
this stuff.
Fantastic for business travel. We've also got a lot of...
Oh, this is big,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this one you could probably just use as a carry-on.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. We've also got business cases. We've got things for backpacking, camping, hiking.
And it's great that they're kind of connected. You'll be able to pull them, right?
Yep, absolutely.
What a great
Absolutely,
feature.
yeah.
And I'm wearing a fabulous
You're looking
zipper
lovely, yes.
sweater here.
One thing that people certainly don't know we have, and we've got some fantastic models here.
Yeah, let's go over here and look at this stuff.
Is our men's and women's fashion. So, looking dapper here, all dressed up for Thanksgiving.
And it's so soft, too,
yeah,
right?
And the quality is amazing. So, you know, tons and tons of apparel. That's, like I said,
You
a big
have one on,
surprise.
too. I noticed this.
Yes, we're...
Yep. The emblem there. All right.
Women's as well. I think the great thing about the fashion in general is just the cut. So even though this is, you know, a nylon jacket, the cut is such that it's tailored and looks.
Well, it's nice too that you have the belt here that you could kind of cinch it in a little bit.
I'm not
nice.
cinching these days.
No, that's okay though. You have an excuse. All right, coming back over here, just reiterate one more time how we could find all of these fabulous products.
So you can go on to SwissArmy.com/sale. I don't remember what is it?
All right, SwissArmy.com/sales.
Yes,
That's good. We got that.
And we're located right off of Route 25 on the Trumbull-Monroe border.
Good. It's always great to have a helper in the audience,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
No problem there. And this is very sharp, I might add. And of course, we're going to put all this information up on the screen for you. The warehouse sale and factory store, that's where the sale is going on. Go to SwissArmy.com/sale. Find all the information there, and you could check out the products. Perfect for holidays.
Yep.
All right, Renee, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Coming up next, millions of women love him, but one woman wrote down the reason why. We'll meet Kim Weston, the author of 50 Reasons We Love 50 after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Vote 2012 Election Day. McMahon, Murphy, Estee, Roraback, plus all your local races. Trust the News 8 team with expert analysis from Mark Davis. Who's got your back on Election Day and night? News 8. Your picks of Hurricane Sandy. Your videos of Hurricane Sandy. You sent us more than 7,000 of these through Report It, and they helped us do a better job covering the storm. Thanks so much for being a part of the team.
Matt's brakes didn't sound right, so I brought my car to Mike at Meineke. We inspected his brakes for free.
Free is good.
Free is very good.
For a limited time, get 50% off brake pads and shoes at all participating Connecticut Meineke locations. Visit myctmeineke.com to find a dealer near you.
When Chris Murphy entered Congress and started collecting a six-figure salary, Connecticut's jobless rate was 4.4%. Since then, it has more than doubled. When Murphy skipped hearings during the financial crisis, when he voted to raise middle-class taxes, our jobless rate was going up. If creating good jobs and fixing our economy is our goal, why elect Chris Murphy? Linda McMahon has a real plan to cut middle-class taxes and create good jobs.
I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
We're the only law firm in Connecticut with a doctor and nurse on staff who are also lawyers. Imagine that.
Be a part of News 8's Pink Power. Take a stand in Connecticut. What is it about Christian Grey, the handsome billionaire in the erotic trilogy 50 Shades of Grey, that has millions of women obsessed and addicted? In her book 50 on 50, Kim Weston gives us 50 reasons why we love Mr. 50. Kim is a wife and mother and has always dreamed of being a writer, and now you are. Congratulations, Kim.
Thank you.
So this trilogy has kind of been referred to as mommy porn, but it's really kind of a love story, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think the love story between Christian and Anna is probably the most erotic part of the trilogy.
And how did you come up with the idea for your book?
My very dear friend Melissa Perez and I were at work, and we were chatting during lunch about Christian Grey, and I just happened to say, I literally could write down 50 reasons right now why I love the guy. And it went from there.
And that's how it got started.
That's how
well,
it
just
started.
because so many people have read the book, everyone can relate to it. You know, before we move any forward, I do have to ask you who is on the cover of your book.
Well, I just so happened to have a next door neighbor whose son used to model, and his name is Nick Stouter from Vernon, Connecticut.
All right, Nick, thanks for posing for that. What's the reaction been?
Positive.
Yeah.
It's been so surreal. It's wonderful. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun.
We could find your book in bookstores, not just online, right?
Barnes & Noble, they have some copies there right there at the Manchester store at Buckland Mall. You can go into any Barnes & Noble store and order it for delivery. It's on Amazon.com.
Great.
So
it's making the rounds. Pretty
it's making
cool.
the rounds. It's
All right,
fun.
well, let's get into it. What are some of the reasons women love Christian Grey?
I think my favorite one of all is getting to drink as much wine that I want.
Well, he almost encourages Anne, right, through the book.
Yeah. He likes her to eat,
which is another positive. We're going to head into the kitchen in just a moment and make one of the dishes from the second book.
Absolutely.
He understands the meaning of retail therapy.
Oh yes, he's telling her all the time to go shop because he has tons of money. So not only go shop, here, take my credit card. So.
And not to mention he bought her a car, right? In the
Oh,
first
yes.
book?
Yes, they had lots of fun in the car. So.
All right, and he said he could read our minds and finish our thoughts. Do we always want that? Is that always a good
Well,
thing?
in the context of how he does it, yes.
All right, that's pretty fun stuff. Kim, again, the name of the book is 50 on 50. We could find it just about anywhere. And you're going to head in the kitchen. We're going to start cooking in just a minute. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate
There's
it.
the cover of the book right there in your neighbor. Not bad. All right, coming up next, we are heading into the kitchen with Chef Sherry Swanson, and the 50 Shades theme continues. Don't go anywhere.
Wednesday, it's the kind of drama
You have got to get some help. You cannot fire Joel Dennis!
they write songs about.
What exactly happened between you two? You sleep with him?
Nashville, all new Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
If you draw on this, there could be trouble. If you draw on that, it could be double. When your mom comes in the room, she's gonna flip her noodle. So just wipe it all away, it's Baba Doodle.
My Babadoodle bedroom is a big, giant, dry erase board. Your kid's creativity will explode. Dresser, mirror, headboard, desk, and TV stand PlayStation. Only $7.98.
When you've got to climb the rough side of the mountain, fear nothing. You need not go it alone. If you've been injured, remember this number, 1-800-HEYMAN. You'll always find help here. I'm John Heyman, and that's my promise.
Good morning.
Morning. Hey, it's a sauna in there. Hey there. Bet you can't wait to get your hands on me. And with 15 chances to win up to $1 million, who wouldn't be all over this ticket? And if it doesn't work out the first time around, just stick me in an envelope and send me to the address back here for a second chance to win up to $1 million.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Connecticut Lottery's $1 Million Silver and Gold Scratch Game. Did you play today?
If you've read 50 Shades of Grey, you know all too well just why Christian Grey wants his girlfriend, Anastasia Steele, to eat. That's so she can have plenty of energy. So today, Chef Sherry Swanson is going to share a recipe inspired, and Kim Weston, the author of 50 Reasons We Like 50, is joining us as well. Ladies, thanks for being here. So this was a dish inspired by the second book, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Mrs. Jones made this for them one evening. It's chicken chaucer, so it's a hunter stew. There's mushrooms and shallots and all kinds of good delicious things in there. Yep. So we're going to start by searing our chicken.
Okay.
I have some chicken thighs here. You can use chicken breasts, but when you're cooking something for a long time, thighs are a little bit better.
Okay.
And all we want to do is brown them on both sides. We're not going to cook them all the way through.
Okay.
There'll be time for that later. So we'll just brown them up. And then we have some mushrooms. Those are going to go in next. We're going to brown those up as well. And then some shallots.
Very nice. Now, eating really is a theme in the book.
It really
over and over
is.
again, they're either going somewhere or he's insisting that she's eating.
Yep.
So.
Well, I think eating is very sensual.
It could be, right?
You know?
Well, the way they eat, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm only halfway through the first book, so maybe I'm missing.
Oh, you have to hurry up. The second one is my favorite.
Is that right? Which one do you like?
I like the second one.
Really? Now that one's more of their relationship, right? The first one is kind of them getting to know each other and the red room and everything else?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The second one isn't quite so much over the top, I think, and it's more about their relationship.
Oh, good. And what about the third one? What is that about?
It's even further into their
Do they get
relationship.
married? You could ruin it.
Well, you know.
Oh, I'm going to have to read it. That's exciting. Wow.
That's why the third book's boring.
Oh, because they get married?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know they got married. I love that. Okay, good. All right, so our chicken is brown, but you're going to put the mushrooms right in the same
Exactly, because we've got
okay?
all that delicious flavor in there, so we don't want to lose any of that. And you want to brown those up nicely. And once those have cooked for a little while, we'll put our shallots in there.
All right, Kim, I want to ask you, do you have a favorite part of the book, or what made it so intriguing for you on a personal level, I guess?
I think for me it was the fact that the love story and the fact that with all of the flaws of him, she loved him so much, and he just found out how he could love somebody back because he's
he kind
flawed.
of had a troubled past too that we find out about.
Yep. So I think that. I mean, there's all those fun parts in there, but
lots of fun parts.
Lots of fun parts, but I'm happy with the food and the wine and.
Yeah, I gotta say I was almost a little bit embarrassed to be reading it on the airplane.
Yes.
Kind of had the front page folded over.
Although I think it's interesting because at the beginning I think everyone was afraid to read it in public. I have a lot of friends that had it on their Kindles.
That way.
But I think after, now that it's been out for a while, I think that people have loosened up a little bit and they're a little less conscientious about that.
That's probably true.
I think that's kind of fun.
All right.
She obviously struck a chord for women. I mean, the trilogy has sold 20 million copies worldwide. I mean, it's in all the different languages and just amazing.
Yeah. Sherry, this isn't the only type of theme party that you do either, right?
No.
You do lots of these fun things.
We do all kinds of fun things. We also did a Harry Potter class where we did all kinds of English food, and then we had the chocolate frogs, and we had the Birdie's Best Beans, and I think we're going to do a few more of those because people have been having a really good time.
Oh, great. Sounds good, and that is smelling delicious.
Thank you.
I'll have to make sure my hubby, learns how to make this for me.
There you go. I can teach him, have him come to the
Christian
class. So there's a little cognac. What could be better? A little bit of white wine.
When you've been married as long as I've been married.
Which is how long, Kim?
19 years in January.
We know you're having a birthday today, so happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. But our slogan at home is, ladies, when you get to be my age and married as long as I've been married, don't trade in your keg for a six-pack.
Got it. All right, good words to live by, Kim.
So a few tomatoes and some chicken broth, and we'll just let that cook down. We'll put the chicken back in, make sure it's cooked all the way through.
All right, we can let that simmer. Sherry, tell us about these cupcakes, because they're pretty cool.
Oh, yes. Well, I was trying to figure out what would we have for a dessert, and there were lovely desserts in the books, but I figured red velvet went really well with the theme, and then, of course, the licorice whips. So that's what we have.
Okay.
It totally works. Not bad, and that smells great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this would be the finished product. Now, would you serve it over something or serve it as is?
I like to serve it as is, and with some nice crusty bread and maybe some roasted asparagus and some fingerling potatoes. Would make a lovely meal.
Very nice. Now, Kim, we're a couple seconds left, but tell me what's next for you. You going to continue writing?
I hope so. Yeah, I have ideas already, and just see how it goes. I have 2 daughters to try to get through college first.
So there you go. That's a good idea. All right, let's try some of this, Sherry. Let's dig in. Been eyeing the cupcakes the entire show.
Go. Oh, yeah, you just got to try some of those, too.
This looks great. Excuse me. All right. Well, of course, we'll have the recipe over on WTNH.com. And Sherry, just the farm, the web address?
At JonesFamilyFarms.com.
There you go. Very good. You can find a lot of stuff there. We're just about out of time, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to Renee from Swiss Army. And don't forget about their sale this weekend. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.